This E3 special report is sponsored by iRacing.com. Welcome to Inside Sim Racing. I'm Tom Hackey here with Darren Ganji and Sean Cole. And last week at E3, we checked out Need for Speed The Run, which is an arcade racer that takes you on a run from San Francisco all the way to New York. And it incorporates some new styles of gameplay, what I call the reaction-based button mashing, which is their way of telling the story a little bit more.
And this is the first time in a Need for Speed game, we were told, that you actually get out of the car.
Yeah, this is the first time any character has been seen, I think, in Need for Speed. Is that accurate? I don't know.
Yeah, sort of a clicky adventure type aspect of the game that I don't know if I'm really looking forward to, but maybe.
But like you said, I don't recall there ever being a character. And they were also mentioning they did motion capture with this actor, and they're saying that they've got more bones. Did you remember that during this press conference? More bones structured in this motion capture than ever before.
Which is crazy. I mean,
so some serious face physics in a driving game.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Interesting.
They're going the route of the Uncharted 2 or the God of War with the trying to tell the story while keeping you playing the game, so you're kind of playing the cinematics. It's interesting.
Yeah, some quick time cinematics that happen between the actual driving.
Yeah.
And you're basically stealing cars. You're kind of, it looks like you're pretty much stuck stealing one type of car, because we kept playing that one level over and over again.
Right, we were stuck in that cop car. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to play like a demo on the show floor. Jump in a cop car, going through the city. You're trying to avoid a helicopter that's flying above you, shooting at you.
It's the mob helicopter shooting at you, and you're running from the mob this whole time. And sort of a racing game, but again, sort of a
it's gonna be one of those diversion games. So anyway, I got to interview one of the lead developers, and here's that interview. Welcome to Inside Sim Racing E3 Special Report. I'm Tom Hackey. I'm here with Justin Wiebe of Black Box. Is that right?
That's right.
Fantastic. And he is developing Need for Speed Run with his team. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the general premise of the game and what we're going to expect?
Okay. So Need for Speed The Run is going into the real world for the first time. Need for Speed. A lot of times we've done more fictional cities and stuff like that, so we're really happy that we're going into the real world. The run itself, the concept is it's a great race. It's a race from San Francisco to New York. Winner takes it all.
Fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about handling model. Now, you guys developed Underground 2, is that correct?
Yeah, so we developed Underground, Hot Pursuit 2, Underground 1, Underground 2, Most Wanted, Carbon, Pro Street, Undercover.
Now, how is the handling going to feel in these cars compared to those titles?
Well, having worked on pretty much every single one of those games, we've had a lot of experience on trying to find the right balance of accessibility versus kind of hardcore driving physics. So at the end of the day, we realized that we want people to be able to pick up and play the game, but we don't want to tune it down to sort of the lowest common denominator. We want to make sure that each car is going to present a driving challenge to the player. So basically, that's been our goal, right? Make it accessible, but it should have a challenge to it. And the cars should feel believable to anybody who's ever driven that car. They should be able to get in and feel like, yeah, that's that car.
That sounds great. Are any wheels going to be compatible?
Yeah, we're planning to support a wide variety of wheels. I don't have the specific wheels offhand, but we're going to be supplying all the major manufacturer wheels.
Fantastic. That sounds even better. Let me ask you about gameplay style. Now, I noticed your character will get out of the car occasionally. What happens when he gets out of that car?
So get out of the car, I wouldn't think of it too much as like this huge feature. What it is, it's our ability to tell the story in a better way, right? In previous Need for Speed, when we tie narrative into the game, we've had the character talk to the camera, and there's a reason Hollywood actually doesn't film like that. It comes across a little cheesy sometimes. So we wanted to break that mold. We wanted the player to feel in control of the character, be able to relate to them a little bit better. It's more about just the car. It's about Jack Rourke and his adventure as he's trying to win the run. So the best way to pull that off, we felt, was to keep the player in control at all times and allow them to influence his every action.
That is very cool. Can we talk about number of cars or car types available? What do you have for me there?
Well, we can't talk about specific cars at this point. We actually have a release campaign to reveal all the cars from our car list as we approach our final. We will have 50 plus cars in the game.
Fantastic. And all types of high-performance vehicles and modern stuff and old stuff, maybe?
Yeah, well, the car list is pretty varied. We want to make sure we're pulling from a wealth of iconic cars so that everybody's going to find something that interests them. We've learned a lot just even through our car list that people don't need 300 cars. Everybody seems to have those one or two cars that is dear to their heart, and that's all they really care about driving. So we wanted to put our energy into 50 plus cars and really pay more attention to those cars, make them look better, make them feel better.
That's cool. Now let's talk about tracks really quick. You raced from San Francisco to New York. How much road did you put in this game?
Well, there's a heck of a lot of road. I don't know if I can put a number on it. It is the most ambitious amount of track we've ever had to create. We've got an amazing team that is just pumping these things out right now. When you look at the United States and just the landmass, the variety of drive experiences, it's just absolutely amazing, right? So you look at just San Francisco to New York, the varied terrain, the mountains, the desert, the prairies, the canyons, the urban city streets, the interstate. There's a wealth of driving experience there. And we basically sent a team on a trip to cross country and got them to record their trip and highlighted where we thought the key iconic locations were that we wanted to hone in on.
So would you say that there is a unique road literally from one end of the United States to the other in this game?
There's a lot of unique content from one end to the other, let's put it that way. Again, we obviously we can't model the entire U.S. and nor would anybody, I think, want to actually drive for that long. So what we've done is we've gotten all the highlights.
Brilliant. Now when can we expect this to be released?
The game's coming out November 15th. It's going to launch on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, Wii, 3DS, iPod, and iPhone.
Well, Justin, thank you very, very much for this opportunity. And that'll be it for Need for Speed The Run here from E3 on Inside Sim Racing. So there's my interview. We had a lot of fun with it, and they're incorporating some cool stuff. Like your entire journey, is captured on Autolog. So if it took you X long to get from San Francisco to Chicago, it might have taken somebody else faster time, and you can compete in that way. And it's pretty cool. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool too, and it looks like that things can change as you go. Getting stuck in that car at the end of that demo level. Mm-hmm. There's different ways you can try to escape, before the train comes. So it seems pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it, and the whole Autolog thing could keep it fresh.
That's a big possibility.
Yeah, and there are a few things from other Need for Speed titles that have been carried over. So when you're doing the racing, you had those like invisible barriers, or not invisible, those see-through barriers that would keep you going in the right direction. So you're sort of always on a path that you had to be held to. So that's sort of common from other Need for Speed games. I was kind of hopeful that this would be a real race across America. So when we walked in and that's what I heard, I got so excited, and we've really yet to see how much of that we'll get to do.
Yeah, it almost sounds like Driver is going to have more of that type of feel than Need for Speed is.
Yeah, you're basically on the run the whole time.
Yeah.
You're being, it's like just one long chase. So hopefully it plays out and it stays fresh throughout the whole game. Otherwise, if you're just constantly being chased, man, it's going to be a little overload.
Yep. So that is Need for Speed The Run from our first look at E3. Hope you had fun. I'm Tom Hackey.
Darren Ganji.
Sean Cole.
We'll see you soon.